Hello, I am Sarah Khamis, and I am a junior majoring in political science. I am working on the Global Academic Freedom Dataset with Professor Jenifer Whitten-Woodring. The purpose of this presentation is to explain what academic freedom is and why it is important. Before I can do that, I must first begin by defining it. The challenge with defining academic freedom lies with the cultural differences in how countries define human rights, and academic freedom is no exception. The right to academic freedom can be viewed as a positive or negative right depending on which region of the world you are looking at. For this reason, we have opted for a minimal definition, which is the right of students and faculty to study, advance, and diffuse academic ideas without fear of censorship or retaliation from internal or external stakeholders. Examples of stakeholders include the following: the state, the media, public and private corporations, religious groups, special interest lobbies, members of the public, and campus administrators, donors, and sponsors. My work on this project has consisted on gathering data across various resources in order to code a country's level of academic freedom. For instance, I previously worked on coding Colombia, and so I had the opportunity to use sources from LexisNexis, the United States government, and other various public and private databases. In the case of Colombia, I relied heavily on the book Going to School in Latin America and the Library of Congress Colombia Country Study. Once I had gathered a sufficient amount of data, I then went to codify based on the impression given by the resources. This is tricky because depending on the sources you rely on, your data may be biased, which then results in a bias code. This is why it is extremely important to take into consideration sources from various entities so that we may try to remain impartial. Our codes consist of the following: 4, free; 3, partly free; 2, partly not free; 1, free; and 0, not available. The next step is what we are currently working on, which is taking the time to analyze the countries we have coded. Currently, we have begun to process the data analysis for Colombia. This allows the opportunity to look at external and internal factors, like the stakeholders mentioned previously, and determine what their effects are on countries' academic freedom. Our goal is to understand what academic freedom is and how it manifests in our world today. By taking the time to understand historical context and how we are seeing it today, we may be able to begin to conceptualize what a world with academic freedom is. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.